In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use named ranges in Google Sheets, from creating them to using them in formulas that make your spreadsheets far more readable and less error-prone. Named ranges are one of those features that once you start using, you will wonder how you ever managed without them. They let you replace confusing cell references like C2, C100 with a clear, meaningful name like sales data or employee list. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. Before we dive into the actual steps, let's take a moment to understand what a named range actually is. In Google Sheets, every cell or group of cells has an address based on its column letter and row number. That works fine for simple tasks, but when you start building complex formulas, those addresses can become a jumble of letters and numbers that are hard to remember and even harder to debug. A named range is simply a custom label you assign to a specific cell or range of cells. Instead of typing =sum B2 B50, you can type =sum monthly totals and instantly know exactly what that range refers to. It also means if you add or remove rows inside that named range, the reference automatically adjusts, so your formulas stay accurate. Now let's get into how you actually create one. You can quickly name a range of cells using two different methods on your computer. I'll show you both so you can decide which fits your workflow best. The first method is the data menu, which I recommend for most users because it gives you a full panel where you can manage all your named ranges at once. Start by highlighting the cells you want to name. Click into the top left cell of your intended range, hold down your mouse or trackpad, and drag across to the bottom right cell. Once you have that selection, click Data in the top menu bar, then select Named Ranges from the drop-down. A panel will slide open on the right-hand side of your screen. In that panel, you will see a field for the range reference, which is already filled in based on what you selected, and a field labeled Name. Type your preferred name in the right side panel box, but be careful here. Named ranges cannot contain spaces, and they cannot start with a number or look like a cell reference such as A1. Instead, use underscores or camel case like annual_revenue or annual revenue. Once you've typed the name, simply click the blue Done button. That's it. Now, anywhere in your sheet, you can use that name in a formula, and it will refer to exactly those cells you selected. Now, the second method is called the name box, and it is by far the fastest approach once you get comfortable. Select the target cells on your sheet, just like you did before. Then look up to the top left corner of your screen, just to the left of the formula bar, which is that long white box labeled FX. There is a small drop-down field called the name box. Click inside the name box, type the name you want, and then press enter. That's all there is to it. The range is now named, and you can see it appear in that same name box drop-down for easy access later. The beauty of the name box method is that it takes only a few seconds, and you don't even have to open a menu. However, the trade-off is that you don't have the same visual overview of all your named ranges in one place. So if you have many ranges, you might prefer the data menu method for organizational purposes. A best practice I always follow is to create a naming convention from the start. For example, prefix all your named ranges with a category like data_, calc_, or lookup_, so that when you type the name in a formula, the autocomplete dropdown shows them grouped logically. Once you have created a named range, using it is incredibly straightforward. Instead of typing a cell range in a formula, you simply type the name. For instance, if you have a named range called expenses covering B2 B30, you can write a formula like =sum expenses instead of $sum B2 B30. Not only does this make the formula easier to read, but it also makes it less prone to errors because you won't accidentally reference the wrong row or column. If you later add rows inside that range, the name automatically expands to include them. This is especially useful in dashboards or reports, where you might be updating data regularly. One common pitfall to avoid is accidentally using a name that conflicts with a built-in function or another named range. Google Sheets will warn you if there's a conflict, but it's good practice to keep names short but descriptive and to avoid generic terms like data or total if you have multiple sheets. You can also use named ranges across different sheets within the same workbook, but you need to include the sheet name if the range is on a different sheet, like =sum sheet 2 expenses. You have now successfully learned how to create and use named ranges in Google Sheets. This little habit will save you countless hours of scrolling through tangled formulas and will make your spreadsheets far more collaborative, because anyone else who opens your file will instantly understand what each formula is doing. As a next step, I recommend opening an existing spreadsheet and converting a few of your most used ranges into named ranges today. Try using them in a sum or average formula and see how much cleaner your work becomes. If you ever need to edit or delete a named range, simply go back to Data, Named Ranges, and click the pencil icon or the trash can next to the name. Thank you for sticking with me through this tutorial, and if you found it helpful, please save this video or bookmark the timestamp so you can revisit these steps whenever you need them.